So we just had that nice deep soak in rain. After building up this pile a lot more, we actually just added a little bit more straw, and some of the mycelium that we had seeded into this has started to grow in the straw from the back. So you can see a little bit growing, and there are ants. There's lots of little ant babies, so we're getting a lot of biodiversity from this. They're moving their babies right now because we moved some of the straw that we had inoculated. So we actually planted out the oregano and the rosemary, and the ants are enjoying it already, climbing up and down it. So we're going ahead and planting things in this compost to help to accelerate it, because these are perennials that we're going to keep. And we also did some really important edging over here. So here I dumped a whole bunch of those trimmings from the mesquite tree because we trimmed it recently. We got all of this all nicely cleaned up. We've got a bird feeder in there now. So we've got grapes that we're going to be feeding to the tree like a trellis. I mean, like feeding the vines. We got baby sunflowers all around the bottom of this. Look at this addition. Okay.
You can see mycelium starting to have inoculated this straw. So we're going to put it on top of here and shade out other fungi. There's also a big ant's nest in here. So a general rule, life is good. The more life you have, the better.
Biodiversity.
There's like eggs and everything.
This is wonderful. Yeah, because I mean, the ants farm mycelium too, so these are a specialty sunflower coming up. So yeah, we're utilizing all the different layers of this. So this is a combination of straw and alfalfa, and then we've got wood chips, and there are layers all through the sides of this where there's like, oh wow, I can see mycelium coming out the side of this. Oh, baby lizard! And there's pine needles at the bottom. So also, this is where we put all of the green trimmings from the mesquite, because this is one of our nitrogenous layers along with the alfalfa. They're both legumes. So here, this is really interesting. We've got the broad fork. We are taking up the grass along the edge because we're going to sheet mulch this with cardboard. And what's really cool is that there was a bunch of oxalis here in the edge, and you don't always get to see this because they're really hard to get out, but you can see a bunch of the bulbs from the oxalis exposed, and we're going to salvage these because oxalis is really tasty and it's very viable. You know, it's not like we're trying to get rid of that. We were just going along the edge and taking the grass and folding it over because we're going to have the grass die. We're just going to use it for its fulvic acid. So we're cleaning up the grass out of the edges here, and we're putting them onto the existing grass upside down to kind of kill the grass, but we're also going to sheet mulch with cardboard over the top of it. And we're contemplating putting in a retaining wall all through this. So we're just forking with the broad fork, getting the grass nice and loose since it rained thoroughly. And we're going to do the next level of soil building. So we've got like bales of hay, we've got the trimmings from the mesquite, we've got various materials that we're going to be playing around with making the swale, and some hugelkulture mounds. So right about here, we've got where the tree is. We're going to start making the swale right here, and it'll curve all the way around the tree and go toward the fence and go around to the back side of the tree. And over there by the spigot, that's going to be the first part because it comes down off the roof for the water gathering, and then off the roof in the back side. So we're going to have both of those as water retention going into the swale, and then we're going to have swale going along this side of the tree also, because we're going to put in a lot more trees besides these lovely grapes and the dwarf blood orange. But we have to make sure that we can plant the soil and plant the rain first before we go too crazy planting stuff. So it starts with the soil. We're getting rid of this grass, but it's gonna provide some food for what we're all doing. So the grass is a successional layer, and it's gonna be really cool when we lasagna this all up. We're building soil, planting the rain.